Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the Storyteller's Corner. I'm your host, Joshua T. Calkins Truigy, also known various places online as Byron Osidious. Today, I'm going to be doing a little bit different video. I was scrolling around the other day on X, as many of us who should be spending our time actually working on our craft end up spending too much time doing. And I was scrolling through there, and because it is a day that ends in Y, I invariably, thanks to the things I tend to get shown in my feed, came across someone who said one of the most commonly said things these days regarding anything to do with art. Someone said, all art is political. Why would I choose to engage with this? I'd be better off drilling a hole in my head. But let me take a moment to rebut this or push back. All art is not inherently political. It's just not. The whole notion that all art is political is, I would posit, part of this push for the postmodernist Roland Barthes everything's up to interpretation horseshit, which should be pitched along with other garbage in the bin. No, not all art is political. All audiences or participants in art have the potential to be political. All artists have the inherent potential to be political and to create politically motivated material, but that may not be their inherent intention when they create it. This is a picture that my 6-year-old son drew after seeing some Looney Tunes cartoons on Tubi. Thank you, Tubi, for keeping Looney Tunes free for my children to enjoy, much as I enjoyed them growing up myself. This is a picture he tried to draw of Tweety Bird. He is 6. This isn't high art, but he tried to draw something based on memory because he watched a bunch of Sylvester and Tweety Bird cartoons. I'm quite proud of his efforts, and I'm thankful that he decided he wanted to do something creative. He had no political intention in creating this image, in creating this art. He was just trying to recreate a facsimile of a character he found amusing in classical animation. Well, actually, Josh, you see, all people are influenced by their environment and their upbringing and their world perspectives, and it influences and informs the art that they create. Shut up, you smeghead. I'm sorry, but the audience is capable of interpreting things as they will, as often happens. People are free to interpret, yes, but interpretation is not mandatory. It is not automatic. If you are so obsessed with your own worldview that you have to impose it or superimpose it on top of everything you take in terms of entertainment media, you have a sickness and you need to seek professional help. I will not deny that I have myself crafted some material that does have a definitive ideological undertone. Many of my works have a soft-spoken Christian worldview undertone, especially American Minotaur. Yes, I wrote that piece of urban fantasy fiction with some strong Christian undertones. But I didn't hammer people over the head with it, and if people decide that they don't see it in there, okay, that's up to them. But as the creator of the piece of art, I will clarify, because clarification comes before inference, comes before interpretation, That is the hierarchy of analysis. I've said this so many times that I could set my watch and warrant to it. My intent was to layer in subtle Christian messaging, but not to pound you over the head with it. If anyone had listened to or read that story and had questions about it, they could come to me and seek clarification, because the creator of the piece of art is still alive and can be referred to. J.R.R. Tolkien has long since no longer been with us, but he stated on numerous occasions in essays after the publication of his much and deservedly beloved Lord of the Rings trilogy and The Silmarillion and The Hobbit, that he did not intend for his works to be interpreted, that was not his definitive intent. But we cannot ask him personally for clarification now because he has passed. However, his essays after the publication do offer us a definitive inference or implication, because he said outright himself, that was not my primary drive, that was not my primary motivation. But we all know that parapraxis is a thing. I covered this when I discussed the New 52 Mr. Freeze in DC Comics. I know, obviously, I'm jumping around from series to series and legend to legend, but the point remains valid. Not all art is inherently political. Audiences have the inherent potential to be so. This is my perspective on the question, just to clarify. Cheers.